point, and maybe that'll. Oh, there you go. Hi everyone, welcome to this fortnightly Talks of Frontline staff session. We've got two presentations today. We've got Annabelle and Ngozi who have come along from the Homerton to talk about the care coordinator work that's happening there, and Ali from Carib Eats is going to join us a bit later to talk about some work that they're doing at the Black Cultural Centre in Islington. So I'm going to pass across to Annabelle. Thanks, take it away.
Yeah, hi everyone. So I'm Annabelle. I work at the Homerton as head of integration there, and I'm here with my colleague Ngozi. Do you want to introduce yourself, Ngozi?
Hi everyone. I'm Ngozi. I'm the care coordinator of for Homerton Poverty Pilot Team.
So I'm just going to attempt to share some slides. Hopefully this works. Okay. Does that look right? Can you see that in slide share mode?
Yeah, we've got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to start off, then I'll pass over to Ngozi. So just a little bit about the background to her role, which has been a pilot role funded by the Household Support Fund at the council, and a bit about why we wanted it. So everybody, I'm sure, listening to this or on the call now will understand the impacts of poverty and health. I won't go through all of these statistics, but there's so much there about how living in poverty impacts your health, and being in ill health or having a disability impacts your income and poverty. It's a little bit like a negative cycle. So you're not feeling so well, you can't really cope so well, social issues increase, and you just get trapped in that cycle. And this is these stats here are from probably a presentation that I saw at one of these meetings around the Hackney. There are lots of stats specific to Hackney, things like you're twice as likely to be in poverty if you've got a disability. So yeah, it impacts your mental health, everything. And we've been feeling this at the Homerton for quite some time. So some of the clinicians at Homerton said things like, I know there's a lot going on for my patients. They have issues with finances and home life, but time's so short in our appointment, and I need to be focused on what they're presenting with. They say things like, I don't think just telling someone about the support they can access is enough. I can signpost them, but they don't always go. There's so much support available in the community. We know that, but it's so hard to keep on top of it all as a busy clinician. And we do sometimes try to signpost and share information, but we never know if it's helpful or not. So there is a lot of support available already at the Homerton in different places, little patches. Volunteer Centre Hackney do befriending for some of the people in ED. We've got Age UK who do something, lots of little bits, but we don't always connect that much with the neighbourhoods, and sometimes the walls of the hospital are very high, and we don't always do what we can to kind of connect with the community. So the aims of this work, we know that people are coming into the hospital and accessing healthcare, and what we wanted to do is take that moment when they're either coming in as an outpatient, coming into ED, coming into the hospital for a stay, to make that interaction one that can impact their whole lives a bit more positively, especially around financial instability. That's what Ngozi's role was about. So we wanted to have someone with a bit more dedicated time to talk about social issues with their patients, a bit more capacity to understand the nature of what was happening out in the neighbourhoods, and understanding what support we could give. So we got this post for a pilot funded by the Household Support Fund, and this is what's written in the contract about what Ngozi is meant to do, which is all around administering crisis payments and the trusted referral sort of route that is available through John and the team, raising awareness in the hospital as well about these things that we can do to help these social financial issues, and just learning really and collecting case studies. So that's what we've been doing. We've been trying some things, getting referrals, meeting some people and learning, and then changing and adapting. So I'm going to pass over to Ngozi now, who tell a little bit about what she has mainly been doing all the work. So
Hi again. Oh God, that should come off. Can see. Hold on. Get that off my screen. Okay. Yeah. We started by making posters and leaflets. We have posters to put in the discharge lounge in the hospitals, A&E, and also we did posters for the clinics and also the libraries. We also made bookmarks for the Homerton Library that when they go into the wards, they can, when patients are reading their book, they can use the bookmark to see what we offer. And the elderly wards, precisely, that's where they did posters as well. And we also put posters in the entrance of the hospitals and hand out to patients if we're walking down or going to lunch and all that. And we also have the internal promotion where Annabelle is. The next one, please, Annabelle. Yeah. We are up on the hospital screensaver about what we do. So people will have to, they read every morning or once you open your screen, you see our promotion there. Next one, please. We also had the Here to Help team, Money Hub, now Here to Help, that came to Homerton for a day, 2 days in a row. And it was quite a success that they got so many visitors and patients that were offered help during their visit to Homerton. Next one, please. And on our case study, we had a referral. We also get referrals from the cancer team a lot. We also get from hospitals and from the rheumatologists. But one case that we had that was very, very successful was Mr. X, that his wife suffered from cancer. And when he applied for the credit, what's it called? He applied for his benefits. The housing benefit people refused to pay for his extra room because he's not entitled to it. He has then since been appealing for it, which made him go into debt with his council tax. So his appeal, when he came to see me in Hackney, I now offered him the Here to Help voucher, which he got before Christmas and was happy about it. And now told him with the help of his GP and to get some evidence to back up his case with caseworker that he's dealing with that refused to pay his universal credit bill. And then he got the hospital bed where his wife sleeps with hospital equipment, and they're asking him to sleep in the same room with his wife, which is not ideal for him and his health. So we got that, got the evidence, got the letter from the doctor and sent it to Universal Credit people. And then they're dealing with his case and he's happy. And they're going to send him the outcome of the letter. And we now have case study number 2. A mother of 4 suffering from cancer as well, breast cancer. And recently, her child has been diagnosed with autism. The last boy, he's 5, and coupled with her stress with the cancer and the worry that autism, the EDHD, and the boy is running all over the house, and he's scared that one day he might fall off from the window. So her issue was rehousing or bringing her down to a lower ground floor. She came to see me at the Homerton Service Center. We spoke to the housing officer. They were able to bring her down, her banding to a higher level so she can be seen quicker, or her housing thing can be seen quicker, and also put her into people to swap without mutual swapping of houses. And she was happy with that. We also referred her to the MERS team, and they contacted her. When they contacted her, she was really skeptical about it, to say, they want to take her child, basically, because it came to a safeguarding issue, and she was worried. So when I got in touch with the MERS team, they said it wasn't like that. I should call her and explain the whole thing, that it's a standard letter. I spoke to her. I said to her, it's a standard letter. They're not there to take your child. They're only there to help. So go back to them, and then they will offer you the help you require with your child. And she did that, and she's happy, and she's receiving a voucher as well from the Here to Help team. Our third case study that we dealt with was just before Christmas, a 26-year-old lady with brain tumor, and she goes through seizures quite a lot of time, and due to that, she lost her job. And with that, and she couldn't pay her rent. She was living with her boyfriend, and it was when Uncle Roland was there then. So Roland helped her to fill out the forms and everything. She did the forms, she got there, but where she got stuck was when they asked for her boyfriend's details. So Universal Credit would not pay for his one, they have to pay for her one. So she came to the team with her mother. We helped her sort that out. She also got the Here to Help voucher as well. And I did a follow-up on her, and she's waiting on her PIP to come across to her with all the benefits from the PIP and her surgery as well. And she's in touch with Citizen Advice Bureau to see what she will do with her probation period wasn't over before they fired her. She was on probation, so she's with a solicitor fighting her case, see if they can pay her any sort of redundancy. And that's our case study number 3. In summary, the support offered is like a person-centered conversation, because when you go to see them in the hospital, usually they don't open up to you because the surroundings, they cannot say all their problems to everyone, for everyone to listen to. So coming to Hackney with them on a Thursday afternoon or morning helps them to open up and tell me more widely of their problem, their depths, and whatever support they need. So I think the household support fund crisis payment as well has helped a lot of people. The benefit checks as well via My Help and your Here to Help form has helped them a lot as well. We also helped one with, some of them have, it's like they want the parking issues. They want transport to get them from A to B, which is like the daily ride and all that, which we're able to give them all the information they need. The signposting and housing advice referrals, we use like HUK, and currently we are liaising with the food bank, Hackney Food Bank, so we can offer some food bank vouchers as well. And there was a case about asylum seekers, and there are also some with some ones that are so complicated that I have to seek advice from people like the immigration and the refugee people. I cannot deal with that. So I have to seek help from my boss to know how we can deal with that. I've got 2 cases now. One is, I did refer one of them to St. James Library on Thursday, but she said she couldn't make it then. And next page for the referrals. So
yeah, that's me now, I think. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm so I haven't done this before.
Yeah, so just quickly, because I know we don't have loads of time, I think you can see that basically there's lots of need, and there are lots of people that come to the hospital on lots of different reasons. And just giving them a little bit of time to talk has been really, really helpful. So we started doing the outreach on the wards, going around the wards and talking to them, which was reasonably successful, but wasn't a great follow-up. When people got home, we didn't always we weren't always able to kind of pick them up. So we also have done a little bit of calling people on waiting lists for appointments, which has been a little bit more successful. We've had some referrals through that way, and we're now doing a bit more of a we're looking at exactly who is missing appointments and trying to do a bit more targeting of that. So that's been useful. And we've been able to offer a bit of help on the phone to people who are just a bit confused about things or not sure, not able to access the internet and things. But the most important thing that we've learned, and like as you saw, we have had quite a few referrals from a team like the cancer team, who we've got to know, and Ngozi went to see them in their team meeting, did some training. Now we've been able to feed back about some of the people that we've been able to help. So it's that relationship building. We've talked about that a lot at this meeting before, has been really, really useful. And now we're trying to build relationships with other teams. So rheumatology is the next one that we're working a lot with. And we've also noticed that there are certain people within the hospital that are good noticers of problems and frequent referrers to us, and people that also have a little bit more time to talk, who are not rushed off their feet doing clinical work. So people like the chaplains, sometimes the therapists, like Ngozi mentioned, the community library that goes around with the trolley full of books, like they have a bit more time to talk to people. And we're trying to network all of the support that exists across the Homerton as well, so that we can learn from each other, because yeah, it's not like we have all the answers at all, and we're not advice giving professionals, we're not financial advisors, like Ngozi said, we're not like refugee immigration people, like we don't have the expertise on everything, but we do just have, well, Ngozi has had the time to listen and to try and help unpick things, which is the main thing, I think. And I just, yeah, this is the last slide. It's just a really nice email that we got from someone who was so helpful. So grateful for the support that we've been able to offer. So thanks, I'll stop sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Annabelle. Thanks, Ngozi. That's a really great presentation. Yeah, great to see all the work that's been happening. And I really liked the slide about the problem notices as well. Really, I just think that's so true, that you need to work out what those points are in like a resident's journey about, you know, where we might pick up something that's happening for them and how we can help. So yeah, it was a really great presentation. Does anyone have any questions, Annabelle or Ngozi? I was going to Charlie, do you want to come in?
Apologies, I had to leave briefly during the presentation, so I might have missed this bit. But I saw you were talking about parents with children with disabilities and and that being quite overwhelming for them. Are you connected into the Hackney local offer and all the resources that are available there? Ella Ritchie, who runs that site, has come to one of these before and presented. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
No.
I'll send a link, but basically what it is it's a statutory responsibility that every local authority has to list all of the support available for people with special educational needs or learning difficulties up from 0 to 25. So for those parents who are struggling with children who have that diagnosis, there's a really wealth of support there, and there's also a dedicated officer who keeps that up to date. So it can be a really useful thing to have around. I'll put a link to it in the chat.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we have noticed that quite a number of the people that we've spoken to have got children with special needs, or also adult children who are still have got learning disability and things, isn't it? We've had quite a few situations like that.
Yeah, I was going to ask if there were other common problems or common needs that people had that you felt at the moment you didn't know where to signpost people to. Is there like gaps in your sort of list of referrals, if you like, where you'd like more information?
There's one I'm struggling with recently. I think I did apply for the Here to Help for her, but I think she's already had it. She was basically asking for £10 for heating, and she was referred to us by the rheumatologist. And being in a cold, and she said she's got food, she's with social subscribers, but her main problem is to put a heating on for her 12-year-old when she gets back from school. And I didn't know what to do at that point, because I can't just give her £10. She was to put her heating on. But she's already had the Here to Help £100 for the financial year.
if it depends, yeah, if she's already had support from Here to Help, you could still make an application to the Trusted Referral Partner program, and vice versa. So like, there's two options there basically. When I've been doing the vouchers for the Trusted Referral Partner program, unfortunately, I have to reject ones that they've already had this financial year. But if they haven't had it via the Trusted Referral Partners and they've only had it via Here to Help, then you could make an application to the Trusted Referral Partner program.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll you just have to be clear on which one they've already had, basically, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just on energy as well, Ngozi, there are a few organisations in the borough at the moment giving energy advice. So we're working with one called Crew, but there's also Scope are doing energy advice, and Repowering. There are a few different, and the CAB. There are a few different organisations. If you're having more residents who are needing specific support around energy, if you get in touch with me, I can let you know where the sessions are happening across the borough, and I can you can pass those on to the residents as well. I'll put my email in the chat.
Thank you very much. That's helpful. Thank you.
Thanks, Charlie. Sorry, Annabelle.
I was going to say the broader issue there was it's really hard when someone needs something right away. We've had other clinicians that have gone on home visits, for example, and found like there's no electricity on the meter, and really tempting to sort of like, oh, I could just help you here. And I think and it really plays on our minds as well, these situations, because most of the things that we can do to help take a while to come through. And even now, actually going back to ones that we thought, oh, we're sorted, we've helped you, they're still battling with the waiting lists and the form filling and stuff. So yeah, it's a challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks, Batia. Batia's put in the chat around referring to warm spaces. I don't know if you have a list of those, Ngozi, around places that have designated themselves as warm spaces. So, for example, I think some of the libraries are warm spaces, and there's other sort of community settings around the borough where they're basically just open for people to go and obviously stay warm and connect with others. Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, and Charlie's just put the link to where I think you can probably search by postcode and find warm spaces that are local. So that might be helpful as well. I think Hackney Quest, I think you are next. Do you want to come in?
Oh, thank you. I was just going to say it's amazing the work that you're doing. And really great to hear some of your case studies. We run a hardship support program as well here at Hackney Quest. So you are welcome to refer people into us if you find you've got too many clients. We do a lot of benefit checking and support to apply for benefits, looking for funding for people. You mentioned PIP. We do a lot of support on PIP as well. And then just mentioning the warm spaces there, we do a warm space every Monday at Frampton Park Baptist Church, and that follows on from our community meal. So we do a hot meal for about 50 people every Monday at Frampton Park Baptist Church. And then we also run a very small food bank on a Friday from Hackney Quest.
Thank you.
Just thought I'd mention that to you. But yeah, really amazing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Brilliant. That's all really useful information. If you want me to include any of that in the newsletter, feel free just to email me and I can include it, and we'll connect you with Ngozi as well if you two want to sort of chat outside the meeting. So yeah, just get in touch with me if any of that's helpful. Manisha.
Hi there, everyone. Hi, Annabelle and Ngozi again. I was just wanting to congratulate you all as well with the work that you're doing, because we Here to Help team did do outreach at Homerton, and we understood some of the difficulties as well, trying to speak to some of the patients coming in and out of the hospital. And exactly as Ngozi, you said, trying to engage with residents with their personal information, it can be quite difficult trying to catch them in between appointments and imagine on the wards as well. I just wanted to touch on something that our team are doing, which is in regards to the disability benefits for children. So we deal with a lot of disability benefits. Those who don't know me already, I'm on the Here to Help team, and and one of the income maximization officers as well. So if you have any of your residents, your clients that need some help with all the main disability benefits or children disability benefits, you can refer them to our team. And they can complete a referral online. And we also speak to other health professionals on their behalf as well with their written consent. So we kind of do a lot of the legwork in trying to get correspondence and supporting evidence. So we do try and help them in that areas and any other support that they may be eligible as to, but we don't just look at disability benefits. We look at a lot of any
eligibility
that residents might have as well. So please refer them to our team. I'll put the link to the website. And even if they're not sure, please apply, and we can always talk through any other options that they might have as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Brilliant, thanks, Manisha. Is Here to Help all sort of booked up in terms of going out and about in the community and outreach sessions and that sort of thing, or are you still looking for more places to go?
I think we've paused on the outreach. We do
Okay.
still have, in regards to disability side, with the hospitals and GP surgeries that we've done in the past as well last year. We still have that outreach going in other community centres. So that's kind of ongoing for a certain amount of time at the moment.
Yeah.
Things are kind of changing at the moment, but in regards to the disability benefit side, we're still here. We're still administering the cost of living, the household support fund, cost of living payments as well until the money runs out basically from the government. So that's still ongoing. So even if someone's applied before, again, we will review people's circumstances to see where they're at the time they, we may have last paid some amount to them. Can't guarantee that we're always going to pay a second or third time, but it's still worth applying to us, and then we can see what we can do, or we may be able to help them in other areas if we're not able to do that as well.
Yeah. Brilliant, thanks, Manisha. Welcome, Ali, and hi, Joycelyn. I think that's Joycelyn there. I was going to ask Annabelle and Gozi, is there a kind of are there sort of plans or next steps around taking the learning from this work and I don't know what the phrase is, but sort of building out from it, I guess, and sort of continuing it and making it even bigger and better, if you see what I mean?
So the original funding we got was till the end of March, so I'm working on trying to continue. I think the sort of feeling that we had that there was a gap, that basically that gap between all the clinicians knowing there's a problem and being really busy, and then all the amazing things that are out there that can help people. There's definitely a gap that that Ngozi's role has filled really nicely. There's still more to do, I think. So we have got a lot of learning that we'd like to share. So we hope to be able to continue this work and also to probably network us in a bit better. At the moment, it feels like we'll see someone and we'll be trying to rack our brains for all the things that we can do to help, or what we remember from one of these meetings, or and so I think we would like it to be a bit more us. We're trying our best to be a bit more networked and to increase our awareness of all the things that are available as well. So perhaps in the future we might think about putting this role. At the moment it's just been a pilot role. It's just really been us two sort of working it out together, but put it in a bit more of a team.
Yeah, that would be really good. Obviously, and again, as others have said, like, definitely congratulations on this work, because it's like you say, really filling a gap there. And obviously do keep coming to these meetings and connecting with everyone here as well. Does anyone else have any questions for Annabelle and Ngozi? No? Okay.
Can I just say before we finish as well that it was a pilot role and it's really been new. It's been a real challenge, and Ngozi has really taken it on so well and been able to kind of just having those conversations and meeting people where they are and trying to unpick it all. It's all been, she's been great. So well done to you, Ngozi. Thank you.
It's been worrying as well. You listen to some of their problems, you're thinking, how am I going to help? I mean, I got one calling me at 12 midnight the other day. 12 midnight, saying she's falling down, and like, okay, call 999.
Yeah.
It's challenging work, and it's
Call 999, and
stories. We all feel
yeah,
that. Yeah.
but it's really rewarding, and then you feel good when you help. The little help you offer, even talking to them, it's like they feel like the problem is half solved.
Yeah.
Until you get to the other one. Yeah. So
I'm picking.
I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure you're doing a great job. So well done, Ngozi.
Thank you, Annabelle.
Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, thanks both for coming along and presenting. Really great work. And I'm going to pass across to Ali, who's joined us from Carib Eats. So yeah, do take it away.
Thank you, John. I'm just going to say that this day has come around really quickly and I didn't have time to prepare slides. So I'm just going to talk for a few minutes and then just let anybody ask questions. So I know quite a few of you on the call, but not everybody. So I'm just going to give you a bit of background around Carib Eats and how it started and a bit of the journey and where we are now. Carib Eats started in the first week of lockdown. And when I look back to that point, I never, ever thought I would be still here working on Carib Eats because it didn't even exist. It didn't even have a name. It was just a response to a need from my community. And I remember that day so vividly because I was in my kitchen, and some of you have heard this. I was listening to reggae music really, really loud, and there was a text message. And I was part of lots of WhatsApp groups at the time, mutual aid groups, and I joined Stamford Hill, Dalston, all of them. I had a car, I could get around. And there was a point where this WhatsApp message come, and I was so angry. I'm not a keyboard warrior, you know, and one thing that I really dislike is when somebody announces they're leaving groups. But on this particular day, I was like, I'm leaving this group. I don't agree with this. And somebody had requested, a lady had just had twin girls. She got no support, and she'd asked if anybody could provide some nappies, and somebody responded in one of these mutual aid groups and said, can you put your respond on Slack? And I was just like, does she know what Slack is? Does everybody know what Slack is? You know, the fact that this woman has asked the general public to help her, like, you know, dignity. And from that, I didn't realize, but that would be a theme running out throughout Carib Eats. So I announced I was leaving, and somebody said to me, can I come with you? And I said, all right then. So he was a guy, and we called him the man on the bike. So when we first started, it was the collective and a man on the bike. So there was me and a friend, and we used to drive around, and then there was two people who used to cook, and then this guy on a bike who'd get some orders and go off. Anyway, this one day we were crowdfunding and we had to come up with a name. And I wanted to play on the word Jamaicaroo. No, Deliveroo. And I was going to call it Jamaicaroo until somebody said, that's not a really good name, Ali, and it's not all about Jamaica. So we changed it, or I changed it, and I decided to come up with something Caribbean. Didn't know exactly what it was. Then Carib Eats stuck. Fast forward 4.5 years now, I'm just about to trademark Carib Eats, which is wonderful. Anyway, so we started. We cooked one meal, we cooked 5 meals, and we carried on. Oh, thank you for the applause. Thanks. Yeah, trademark. Can't believe it. And the logo, hopefully. So we started cooking, we started delivering, and word got around. We didn't have to do much advertising, and I got tired, or I want to say I got really knackered, and I paused for a bit, and then I came up with the idea of bringing people together. And I didn't want it to be a luncheon club. It's not a luncheon club. It's a canteen, and that's what it's a canteen. So we started our first canteen in a church in the basement in Stamford Hill. And I can't remember which team it is. It's what Marcella used to sit in the team, and Ollie Rahman.
Participation.
Yeah. So I just knocked on Ollie's door, and I said, look, I need you to fund this. And we went back and forth. And they were the first people to fund the canteen. And I'm so grateful for that. I'll never forget that. Anyway, got the chefs, got the yellow tablecloths, got the food, got everything set. And I'm not sure if everybody knows why it's yellow, but without going into the full story, it's a nod to my mum. So it's our colour is going to be yellow. Anyway, set everything up, told everybody about it, and nobody came. And I went to the wall. I had a word with myself, you know, in like Dragon's Den, you go to the wall. And I've gone to the wall. I was like, where is everybody? Oh, what was I thinking? Bringing people together. And then somebody said, Ali, your first guest is here. And my first guest turned up, and then 11 more people turned up. And that was the start of the Carib Eats canteen offer. And we've been in various places. And we're now in Dalston. So what is a canteen? A canteen is 3 hours. We open the doors at 12 and we shut them at 3. But actually the doors are open before that because the chef is cooking. People are walking in at 10 o'clock, 10:30, for many reasons. Some of that is because it's cold in their house. Some of those reasons are there's a lot going on in their mind and they just want to come and sit in a space where they can have a bit of relief from that. So even though officially our doors are 12 to 3, people come earlier and stay later. I am really proud of the fact that people want to stay in a space for 3 hours. Sometimes it's really hard to get people in a room. So a canteen, we open at 12, we close at 3, teas, coffees, bingo must be played, and we've been through different versions of bingo. Silly me bought a little bingo machine from Argos, and they kind of laughed me out of the canteen. They said, like, what is this? So we've got a professional bingo game. We've got a bingo caller. Then we all eat together, and afterwards there's either dominoes or conversation, or there's guests coming in. And yeah, that is the canteen format. So where are we today? We are, like I said, we've got a base in Dalston. We are just about to venture into Islington, and that's via a model called the residency model. And I think where Carib Eats is going and where we are, we're going to have kind of 3 offers: the canteen offer, the residency offer. And the residency offer is slightly different in that we're bringing lots of different talent into the space to share with the community, and projects. We often, not often, we get funded to do different projects, and in partnership. One of them was with Plexel. We're bringing young people into the space next week to prove the concept of having young people and older people having conversations, and you know, that's the wisdom exchange. So yeah, people often ask me about like advertising and marketing and things like that. We don't really market as in social media to the people who come to the canteens. It's more marketing to people who think they may know somebody who could come to a canteen, because a lot of the people who benefit from our traditional canteen are not normally on Instagram. Some are, but many are not. So people can be referred, they can refer themselves, and or they can get a referral from the doctors, from the hospital, and we get various referrals. And some of those are with people working in the doctor's surgeries. And I think those referrals come from loneliness, where people are struggling at home being by themselves. I've got loads of stories that I can tell about the canteeners. I'm not going to go into them now. What I will say is, come down and see what it's about. I've been really lucky that people like Charlie have been down, Abby's been down. I don't know if John visited, I'm not sure, but Melanie's been down. Yeah, we open the doors and the magic happens. We don't force anything, but small organization with a huge impact. And the last thing I will say is that we've probably got around a 95% return rate. So most people who attend come back, and they come back, and they come back. And the people who don't come back, that's okay. It's not for them. And yeah, we're okay with that. Any questions, please let me know.
Thanks, Ali. There is a question in the chat. Emily May has asked, is there an eligibility criteria for who can attend?
I think depending on funding. Oh, thanks everyone. Depending on funding. So at the moment, the canteen the focus is 55 and above, We are going to be doing some work with public health, and it's called On the Pulse. We're going to be starting that in a couple of months, and that's about healthy hearts. And so we want to start thinking about healthy hearts at a younger age. So that's going to be from the age 39. So just check. But for our general canteen, 55 and plus. And, you know, most people probably will tick our criteria. Low income, struggling with maybe isolation and loneliness and those kind of things. But just check in with us before you make a referral. What days are we open? At the moment, we're open on a Friday in Hackney. We are going to be running a weekly canteen on Wednesday in Islington. And after that, we're then going to be running an AI course, a tech IA course. I'm going to start sharing that out. I'm sure they're going to sell out really quickly, but Wednesdays in Islington and Fridays in Hackney, Dalston.
Awesome, thanks, Ali. What's the best way for people to get in touch with Carib Eats as well? Is that your email or your number, or what's the best way?
Yeah, so I would say the email caribeatslondon@gmail.com. I'm pausing because we've got another one. Or Instagram. Follow us on Instagram, Carib Eats LDN. Or we can phone the number. Yeah, everybody in Hackney's got my phone number now, which is good, I think, sometimes. But yeah, WhatsApp me. So WhatsApp, email, or a message on Instagram.
Awesome. Does anyone have any other questions? Charlie?
Hey, Ali. Great to hear from you as always. Can't believe it's 2 years nearly since me and Nicola came down that day. Time flies. Can you talk a little bit about, so you're launching from next week, aren't you?
Yeah.
In Islington. Can you tell us a bit about what you've got planned on the day for the 12th?
Yeah, so I don't want to be like get my violin out or anything like that, but gosh, it's stressful organizing a launch and pulling people together. But I'm really, really grateful. So the launch is going to be 11 till 2. We're going to welcome people into the space, a few speeches. I've heard that the mayor's coming down, which is great. And then at 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, we've got a DJ coming down called DJ AG, who is doing sets in Brixton and King's Cross, and we had to send over a playlist. So be prepared to dance, and yeah, that's happening. Then we're going to have food at the end. Hopefully people stay for the food. But really that day is more about introducing people to the space and saying hello. Carib Eats is in Islington now. I'm really happy that Hackney, my borough, believed in me first. You know, sometimes you have to go out of borough, right? But people in Hackney know about Carib Eats, which is great. And I often talk about that to be able to go into Islington. We're in conversations with somebody in Lambeth as well. So yeah, the launch is sold out. Charlie, I see you got your name down, which I'm really glad. But yeah, people keep messaging me saying, can I come? And I'm like, no, sorry.
If you need to give up, if there's someone who'd rather be there, Ali, just let me know.
No. I want you to be there. I want to see you dancing to reggae. So yeah. I think there's somebody else who had a question or hand up. I don't know who it was. Ngozi.
Hi. It's not really a question. It's just I've got this client. It's sort of like a refugee, and today he called me that he's going around begging for food. Can he just walk in and get some food from you on a Friday?
Yeah, we don't suggest that, but if this guy sounds like he needs food, right? Yeah. If he wants to come, it's Thursday tomorrow. If he wants to come along tomorrow, let him know. What I will say, tomorrow is a really busy day. I've got Councillor Bramble coming down, head of Hackney is coming down, and there's a film crew coming, so it's going to be a busy day. Ask him to bring a container so he can take a meal away as well. And if you can just message me his name so I can let one of the volunteers look out for him. We normally encourage people to stay, not just eat and go.
I'll do that. Thank you so much. I'll do that.
Charlie, I think.
Yeah,
this is an emergency food question around what Ngozi just said. Ngozi, there's an organisation called AMERT London Feeding Programme that operate tonight on Thursdays across the borough. So they're at the Lower Clapton Salvation Army right now. I've just put in their projects. They're around this evening in various places. That might be worth connecting this person to. And I'll send you a list of kind of other food organisations operating in the borough as well.
And Ngozi, I just want to add as well, in the residency in Islington, I didn't mention it, we're going to be running a warm welcome to Carib Eats. It's like a warm space, but it's emergency out of hours. So we're going to be offering that on mainly Tuesdays from 5:30 to 8:30. I'm going to have links and I'm going to be able to send these. What I might do is just send them to John or to Charlie or just keep watching our Instagram or our website, and I'm sure we can take some people from Hackney. So just to keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, good.
Abby?
Yeah, Ali, great to see you. And everyone, you might get already from hearing Ali talk about Carib Eats, how warm it is. But I just want to say that when I first showed up and feel a bit awkward because I'm a council officer coming into a space, it felt like a big warm hug from the whole room. And you're not only welcome to eat, but you get to stand up and say where you're from and be part of the group. So just loved being there, Ali, and congrats on the new space.
Thank you. I love when people call me Ali, the accent, I really like it. One of the things that we do is when we've got new people in the space, we do a roll call, and that's what Abby's talking about. So you say your name, where you live in London, and kind of where you are from the world, and we do a count, and there's always a competition between people from Jamaica and different places, and then we've got something like, well, Abby, where are you from? Are you Canada?
I'm from the US, but Kansas is probably what you're remembering.
That was it, yeah. So then Abby comes in, she's like, hey, I'm Abby from Kansas. So it's like 1 point for Kansas, but it's always good fun. That's it from me. Please get in touch. Thanks for allowing me to join you today, John. Thanks.
No worries. Thanks for coming along. That was great. And really looking forward to hearing how the launch goes. And come back another time and tell us all about it. I'm sure it'll be really great. Cool. Well, they're the two presentations that we had today. So we usually just open up the floor now for anyone who wants to ask a question or promote something they're working on. If anyone's got any sort of interesting work coming up and they want to let people know about it, then now's your time to put your hand up. So does anyone have anything they want to share? Thanks, Aretha.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Goodbye.
Bye. Charlie, I think you were next.
I always talk. Let Matilda go first.
Okay. Mal, come in, please.
Hiya. Great presentations, everyone. They were really enjoyable to listen to. You're doing great work. So I'm Mal. I'm here for Queertopia. And I just wanted to drop in that we've got a Business and Partners Forum coming up on the 10th of February. And it's just going to be a really great space for queer businesses in Hackney to get to know each other, to maybe make some great networking connections and find a great place to have some support within the community. We're really passionate about things like mental health and making sure that everyone's got a space to kind of be themselves and to live in that. So if that's interesting to anyone, I'd be happy to kind of like make some connections and provide some more info and stuff. I'm gonna have to jet in a second because we actually have a community forum tonight that we're about to start getting ready for, so that's really exciting. But it's been really great to join today, and I really appreciate all of the work that everyone's doing.
Thanks, Mal. That's great. And if you want me to include the information about the forums in the newsletter so we can get the word out, then just send me an email and I'll whack it in the newsletter.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Cool. Charlie, do you want to come in?
I'm just promoting on behalf of Connecting All Communities, which is an organisation in the borough that many of you will know, run by Shukri. They're doing a community fair next Friday at the Whitmore Centre. So they're trying to get lots of services around the table, including residents, to really give a kind of wide variety of support. If you were interested in either going as an organisation to kind of talk to residents, or if you're interested in sending residents there, let me know. I'll put your mail in the chat. I've got a flyer I can send you, and John, I think there's enough time for it to go out in the next newsletter as well, so we'll include it there too. Thank you.
Perfect. Cheers, Charlie. Holly.
Hi, I just wanted to say, I work at Iron Mind. We're a mental health service that support Black, African and Caribbean people. We're currently doing a food bank, a warm hub service every Friday, where we're based in Homerton Row. And so we're helping those experiencing food insecurity, but particularly those who are carers, physical disabilities, that sort of thing. So we'll be doing pre-packed meals and the bag as well, and that'll be running until the end of March. So that's, if there's anyone that you're needing to refer to that service, we're open every Friday. And I'll also be presenting next meeting as well, so you can find out a little bit more about our service and the offering as well.
Great, thanks, Holly. Looking forward to it. Mal, I think, is that a legacy hand, I think they're known as, or did you want to come back in?
I don't know how this. There we go.
There you go.
I'm good. Thank you.
Cool.
Tech support.
Annabelle.
Yeah, this is about something separate, but Mal, you reminded me. So at the Homerton, we do a lot of like equality, diversity training and various training. But we are, well, it's a bit of a mission of mine to try and be a bit more creative in that. So we've been trying to, and there's so much going on across Hackney. So on Saturday, we had a small group of us went to watch a play at Hoxton Hall, which was all about older LGBT people in care homes. I think it was funded by the council actually. And then we've got a workshop on Friday by one of Mal's colleagues, I think, at Queertopia, who's going to help us to think about it. But I wanted to do a shout out. If anyone or any organizations have got anything which is like a little bit more interesting, like a photo exhibition or a play or something that helps us to understand the community and to get out there and like, think about these issues, not in a like online e-learning, I'm watching a PowerPoint, but like really get to the bottom of people's stories. I think we want to try and use some of our training and development time and money for that kind of thing, as well as just the boring old trainings. So please, let me know if you can think of anything.
Thanks, Annabelle. I was going to come in at this point and say, off the back of just talking about training, I am working with some other teams at the council, and Krista from Health Watch Hackney, who many of you will know, she's often on this call, and a couple of other VCS partners to put on some training at the end of this month about council tax. So this is working with people from Neil's team, in revenues, and it's really there to equip people in the voluntary sector with knowledge around council tax, how the processes work, the support that's available, really to help them understand how they can better support residents and understand how the council processes work really, and what they would need to do to support residents who are maybe struggling with payment of council tax. So this has come out of a project that I've been working on with people in Neil's team and the customer services team and our voluntary sector partners, because we know that a lot of people are struggling with council tax payments, but also to be upfront, obviously the council needs to collect that resource as well. So if people in the voluntary sector want to come along to that training, it's on the 26th. It's a Wednesday, 26th of February. It's in person at HCVS near Dalston Junction, and I think it's sort of 10 till 2, I think, and we are going to have lunch and refreshments and things as well. And we're going to make it quite interactive. And so, yeah, you'll be getting all the information about council tax, but also it will be a chance for people to ask some of the people there who have got, you know, a really good level of knowledge around how those processes work. Anything that you're confused about, really, or the residents ask a lot, you'll be able to sort of ask the experts, as it were, how you can better help those residents. And following the training, we're going to be sort of looking at how we can work more closely with the VCS to, one, support people to pay, but also provide support where that might not be possible, and come to sort of arrangements and that sort of thing. So there's a Google form which I put in the last newsletter, which I will include again. I think there's about 25 spaces for the training, and we've currently got about half of that. So there's more, there's spaces for you to come along if you're interested. So yeah, I'll put the form in the chat now, and I'll put it in the newsletter as well. Titilayo.
Hi everyone. Thanks John, thanks Charles, thanks for the all the presentation. It's been so insightful, and I also want to use the opportunity to say thank you to this forum. It has really helped me through working as a care coordinator for long COVID. And as we know, I think I did say that the service is coming to an end, but we've extended till March. I just want, if there is any support to help people with PIP tribunal. We've got a couple of cases that needs to go to tribunal. So I really want, if anyone knows any organization that helps with that. I know Citizen Advice Bureau does, but I'm not sure if that's still the case. If there is any other organization that can be helpful, I would really appreciate that.
Thanks, Titilayo. Thank you to you for coming along for these sessions, all the great work you've been doing. Emily May, did you want to come in?
Just to say, I couldn't quite hear which tribunal it was. That PIP or a different?
It's PIP, for PIP.
Yeah, so Choice in Hackney is a Choice in Hackney. It's an advocacy, disability advocacy service, and they can help support people, be it sometimes helping at tribunal, but also advising or being able to refer to people who can support, or kind of giving advice and support for someone who's going to go to tribunal, even if someone's unable to attend that session with them. Attend the tribunal with them. So it might be worth looking into that.
Okay, thank you, Emily.
Thanks, Emily May. And Charlie's just put the link in the chat as well, Titilayo, that you can go on. Hopefully that will help. Does anyone else have any questions or comments or things they want to share? Charlie?
Just with my constant offer that if you are working with residents who are experiencing poverty and struggling with energy bills, we're working with a few different energy providers, one called Crew, to book slots in different community sessions across the borough. We currently have quite a lot of capacity with them to book any sessions 9 to 5, Tuesday to Friday. If you'd like them to come along to anything you're organising, let me know. I'll try and slot that in. I think I put my email in the chat a few times today, so yeah.
Awesome, thanks, Charlie. Neil?
Yeah, picking up what John had said earlier about the sort of council tax awareness for the voluntary sector, we're also looking at, as a councillors, how we enable single point of contact for residents who may have multiple debts owed to the council. If I'm honest, it may well be the back of an A4 piece of paper to start off with, but I might use this forum, John. This is more of a tell, but I'm asking the same in the same one, that maybe I could reach out through this as to people who have more experience than I have of residents who struggle with dealing with multiple council departments, as to how we might frame that and make it work so that we can have a single point of setting up arrangements. I don't think we'll ever have a single point of resolution, because you need skilled people for certain jobs, and I think it would be unfair for someone to try and retain the knowledge of a adult social care charge, a council tax charge, a rent charge. It is just too much knowledge, I think, without electing any of the staff we're going to have working on this. But I might, hopefully, if anyone wants to sort of be a sounding board or give me some constructive feedback. Criticism's fine, and we can call it constructive feedback, I don't mind. But I might just use this forum, John, if that's okay, just to put some feelers out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. We could, if you want to, we can find a date for you to come on the agenda, and we can have a little bit of a session with people here and have a chat about it.
Yeah, we are looking to build this, but I'm a bit concerned we're building it and saying this is what it's going to look like, and it might be worth having some constructive feedback earlier rather than later on that.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds really good. Yeah, we can chat offline. Just looking in the comments.
Emily's asked my contact. Emily, I'll drop my email in. I might be signposting, I'll be honest, because of my role, but I'll happily email me and I'll send it to the right person if it's not me or if it's one of my team. So yeah.
Great, thanks, Neil. Before we wrap up, does anyone else have anything they want to share? No. Okay. Let's call it a day then. Thanks everyone for coming along, and yeah, hopefully see you next time, and have a great evening. Bye, guys.
Cheers all.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.